What if I have told you that you can get $4 million, especially knowing this treasure belongs to nobody? But if anyone get it, will not be questioned. Well, I have no idea about your thoughts, but they decided to get it anyways. But the problem is, to get that stolen and forgotten gold treasure, they will have to enter a remote, freezing winter wilderness that they might never be able to come out alive. It's an interesting story. Stay with me till the end, get a hot cup of coffee, and sit tight. You will enjoy today's story and learn a lesson from it. And I'm sure you will discover very soon. But let's kick it. Today's story. I am Uzair Sipra, and welcome to our new creepy, shocking mystery story on The Mirror. Your coffee. We all have ups and downs in life, but sometimes a continuous distress distracts you from staying positive. There could be many factors and reasons, like the company of the people you are surrounded are those they are brutally selfish and they do not care if you are losing the grip of your life journey, and they will just start avoiding you. Or maybe those who just want an easy come and an easy go in life and encourage you the same. Or maybe they have less patience to be with you, or they had enough to support you. You can think of countless reasons to fail and lose hope, and simply you can think of countless reasons to stay positive, firm, face a difficult time, and challenge yourself no matter what you're going through. Just fight back till your willpower efforts will lead you to open the doors of success for you. So, the married couple is going through a financial crisis. Both of them, upon failing to fix their financial issues, eventually, during their freezing below zero, snowy Canadian road trip back to Vancouver, out of nowhere, a pair of hitchhikers become their companions. If you want to call it fate, you may, because both the married couple and these two so far called brother and sister are eager to start new life, and they have been walking on this road for a couple of hours. No one picked them up, but this couple did. So they are in the SUV now. Dawn, the wife, introduces herself and her husband as Dawn, obviously, and Mr. Will as her husband, and she asks if they are from here. The man or the brothers replies, "Nah, we are not. We are visiting some friends." Excitingly, Dawn asks again, "Where from?" The woman or the sister gives an indirect shut-up call to Dawn by replying, saying, "He's out of prison, I'm prostitute." Makes Dawn suspicious and alert. But to cut her seriousness, brother interrupts, "I'm Lee. This is my sister Cheryl. She is freezing and just tired." Just to make them stay easy. Everything is cool, no need to be scared, we are just friendly. On their way, they had to fill their gas tank. Will receives a text from his friend that he requested him to get him a job. Makes him distressed again because he couldn't get him a job, and this is out of his hand. While they are getting some supplies in the store, at the gas station, Will takes his wallet out of his pocket, but Lee, the hitchhiker, steps forward and hands him over the receipt, saying he has paid for the gas, like as a sign of a good gesture or thanks. And Will's wife, Dawn, she doesn't know about it. When they are about to leave the gas station, she talks to Will as him. She wants to leave them behind, but Will tells her that he has paid for the gas. They will be fine, trusting his words, having no choice but to take brother and sister with them back in the SUV. They continue their ride, they continue the journey, but of course they are not comfortable. While Will is driving and everyone is asleep, Will is trying to create those moments in his mind while he is driving, that everything is okay, things will get better, I have Dawn, we will overcome. While he is in these kind of thoughts, out of nowhere, a badly injured Hypothermic, an old man coming out of the wilderness, struggling to cross the road, struggling to walk, and Will hits the brake. Pow! Well, they're all scared, confused, but they take the old man to the SUV. Will asks his wife to call 911 to report this so they can get an ambulance to save his life. Don doesn't get any cell phone signals. Now they all are looking for a motel nearby on their road trip and find one. An old man is still sleeping, where Lee expresses that he has never saved a life before. I would say that's a pretty good karma to start a journey.
You know, I never saved a life before. I'd say that's pretty good karma to start a journey.
While they discover he is still awake but physically not responding, Lee checks his pocket. Maybe want to know about his identity. From his wallet, he finds few grams of cash, while Cheryl finds a piece of paper from his pocket and hands over to Will.
These are GPS coordinates, somewhere around here.
As they have already called local police, police arrives with one female and male cop. They ask few questions. Eventually, they are being told that they can't move forward due to black ice, and the roads will be clear by the morning, so they have to stay here till morning. So they are on the dinner table in the motel or in the restaurant near the motel, and they will discover that Cheryl has stolen the GPS coordinate. While she is doing the research about the treasure this old man was looking for in the wilderness, there is a hit from the old paper. Gang broke into a series of the bank in 95. Real organized, though, killed a god in the last one. Their run was 4 million in gold coin, never took any cash. The bottom line, this old man was out there to find the gold coins worth $4 million.
4 million in gold coins.
Holy crap.
Never took any cash.
That's somewhere in the wilderness, buried in the ground for about 20 years ago, and no one has ever found yet. So Will looks at the paper. All four starts to question each other and come to one conclusion. As they are all broke, want to start their new life, they have dark past, and they want a better life opportunities, so why not they should give it a try, since they know that the goal is somewhere around here. So that's why fate meet them all together for this. So $4 million and 4 of us. This is not a coincidence. Will says, nah, this is a speculation. We don't know shit. So even if we held on this $4 million, police is around us. Police is around watching us. Having doubt on Will's words, Dawn explains, actually, he's a site supervisor in the forest industry.
Actually, he's a site supervisor in the forest industry.
Stop.
That's perfect.
Which even makes sense to all of them. That dots are just connected straight to the point. This is not a coincidence. By nature wants them to have this opportunity, and this is perfect. At this point, they are all in the circle of yes or no. Should we take it or should we leave it? Will and Dawn, they are talking to each other. Well, you see, we are going through the hard time and nobody's willing to help us. My father is not willing to help me, and your friend is not going to help you to get a job. I would say we go for it and find the gold, which worth $4 million. Each one of us would take $1 million, which is just perfect. Don't you see how fair opportunity is this? On the brother and sister side, they were already boosted to go for this opportunity. As they are all giving best of their thoughts, Lee takes out the necklace of the gold coins and shows to everyone on the table and says, Cormac's necklace. I thought it was rings at first, but this is an easy choice. All are surprised to see the gold coin which Lee stolen from the old man. While to make it even clearer, Cheryl reaches for the GPS and checks, and surprised to know that they are just 30 miles away from the point where the gold is buried. They all finally decide to look for the gold, and they would start their journey from very next morning. Will is struggling to sleep. He can't sleep. He is thinking over and over, very uncomfortable. What's out there? What if there's no gold and time is ticking, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock? So by the morning, they start their journey, drive and follow the GPS until reach to some point they had to stop their SUV, where they must start to walk in the forest. They collect some supplies from the SUV before going into the woods, some candles, flare gun, and some available important tools that could help them on the hike. The stunning beauty of the forest is covered with snow is such a beauty. The temperature is dropped to -10 and eventually keep dropping until it's getting harder for them to walk. Lee takes out a big knife, surprises everyone. Will take the knife and makes snowshoe from the broken bushes or branches of the tree that could help all of them keep walking on the snow without slippery or other walking hurdles. They continue their walk. Temperature drops to -20 until they reach to a flat surface, and they decide to cut their custom-made shoes. On the last, when Will tries to cut his shoes, accidentally he cuts his leather boot as well as cuts his foot. But as it is just a fresh cut and they haven't gone to deeper into the woods where they would face extreme challenges, he just ignores this cut and let everyone feel everything is okay. They walk more few hours, extremely tired this time, until following the GPS they reach to a dead end and accidentally Dawn slips her foot and almost fall from the edge of the cliff. Everyone panics and rescue her. At this point, everybody's in panic, and the both parties, they don't want to trust each other anymore. To reach the point where the gold is buried, they have to go down from the cliff, but Dawn is terrified of heights. They get back to the woods to find alternative route to reach to the gold. At this point, walking for hours, Cheryl starts to lose her temper. Will wants to give up, but rest of them not.
Wait, you gotta... You say one more word, I'll rip your jaw right out of your skull.
In this argument, decisions is drawn, but fortunately they find a cabin in the woods. They rush to the cabin. There is a lock on the door. Will breaks the lock and get in. They find everything they need to stay alive: the fire, food, supplies, but they didn't know who these cabins belong to. As they all refill their energy, eat some food, a man with a rifle enters, scare them that they trespassed. While he is talking, Dawn tells him that they are here looking for the gold. The owner of the house somehow let them go before he could change his mind. They all leave, but before leaving the cabin, Will steals a rope and takes it with them. Now they are back on their journey to find the gold. Now they are too closer to the point where the GPS tell them gold is nearby. But Cheryl collapsed due to hypothermic.
Cheryl! Cheryl!
At this point, it's getting dark. They are scared and they don't know where the gold is, exactly the point where the gold is buried. And they're also scared. It's getting dark. Maybe the wolves, any animal, they will attack them. So Will start to build a snow cave. They lit the candles inside and they all sleep in that cave till morning. They wake up, and then in the morning, Will's foot is badly injured. Remember, he accidentally cut his foot with the knife. The wound doesn't let him walk anymore, and he suggests everyone to get back. There is no gold. They are all angry and frustrated, saying, "We are so close, and now you want to go back and you don't want to continue. If you want to go back, you want to return, you just go. We are not going back." Will says, "What if there's no gold? I have to amputate my foot or leg. Then I have nothing, no job, no work, no leg, and I will lose everything." But Will's wife stays on her decision and does not return. Eventually, Will decides to get back, and he starts to walk back. Now there are three looking for the gold, and Will is walking back and reaches to the cabin, refill his energy, and discovers the owner of the cabin is dead on the floor by some kind of food poisoning. On the other hand, three of them finally find the gold. That's good news. They are so happy, where they take some gold coins in their pockets, gloves, and here Lee suggests to leave the gold here because we have lost so much energy and we are so tired. We know the place, we know the point. We better go back to the cabin and we come back tomorrow with more energy, since we know the exact location where the gold is.
We'll come back for it, okay? We got enough. We'll come back for it.
But Cheryl, opposed to this suggestion, becomes extremely greedy and asks both of them to drag the heavy container of gold and get back. With this frustration and no energy, they start pushing the container on the snowy terrain back to their way. On the other hand, Cheryl is also on the ground. Now only Lee is there, calling out for help, screaming to Dawn, because Cheryl stops responding and looks like she is gone. In anger and rage, Lee follows Dawn with the big knife. She doesn't want any more the gold. She just wants to go home.
Dawn! Why'd you leave it?
Stay back!
Cheryl's done. I need help.
I just want to get home.
Dawn. Dawn, you can have all the gold. Please. She's dying.
We're all dying.
And on the other side, Will is looking for Dawn. Lee is chasing Dawn with a knife, and he wants to take her life. He takes the rifle that he took from the cabin and shoots twice and misses. While chasing Dawn, in struggle, Lee is hit by Dawn's foot and loses his grip and fell in the water and hits his head with a rock, and he dies there. Dawn is on the ground and takes the flare gun and shoots in the sky. Will notices and follows the flare. At this point, Will rushes to the direction and had to get Dawn from the higher cliff, and accidentally he loses his grip and control, falls from a higher point on the ground, and later rescued by the police. He opens his eyes when he is in the hospital. Doctor tells him, "Police officer wants to ask you a few questions." She is here. This is the same police officer. Remember when the old man was dying and they called the police? This police officer, the woman cop, she is there to investigate, ask some questions. Police officer tells him that his wife is dead, unfortunately, and other two buddies are also dead. But why they were there, what they were doing there? And he says they were looking for gold. And finally, police officer is walking out of the hospital. She is talking on the phone. She is talking to someone. She is giving instructions that they are going to follow the tracks of these guys. This looks like police already knew about this gold thing, and few officers, they knew about this. So that's why the women cop and the male cop, they were there, and then same women cop, she was in the hospital asking questions, asking about getting some information, some clues about the gold, if they can find the gold. So he's telling them on the phone they are going to start their journey by tonight to find the gold. Actually, this story was a movie produced back in 2015. It is actually worth watching. It was directed by Jason R. Good and written by Andre Harden. On IMDb, it is rated by 5.5. If I rate this movie, I have given it 6. It's a very good survival movie with low budget and some decent cast. Nothing over or under, and you won't regret to spend your 90 minutes watching it. It will keep you hooked up with the beautiful nature, the mountains covered with snow, suspense, and everything. So that's it for today. And before closing down, if you're a fan of mysterious, dark, true crime film review and recap, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have your own story and you want to share with me, you can find me on Instagram by Uzair.Sipra. And as always, please do take care of yourself and your surrounding. I am Uzair Sipra. Until next time.